Hawe dohe. Uh, Welcome to another session of the Decolonized Yoga Winter Winter Wellness Wednesdays series. Forgot what I was doing for a second. So, usually we do the class at 6 p.m. I'm sure you notice it's a different background than I usually have upstairs in the loft. Have had several challenges in the last few days, including something in the breaker going bad, like I guess the breaker itself frying, and phones not working for appointments, and phone conferences, and all those things. But I still wanted to do a Winter Wellness Wednesday Winter Wellness series video, because when I did stop doing them for a couple weeks over the holidays, a couple people did really notice. So I'm really happy that these videos are helping some people. So that's why I still wanted to do one, even though it was one heck of a week. And that's kind of what these videos are all about is, life isn't perfect. Manifesting joy and manifesting riches and opulence and, the Tesla, or I don't know what people manifest. Those things aren't, practical for us, and there's a lot of a lot of that out there in the new age community. Like, I'd like us to manifest safe, clean water and a safe, healthy future for the next 300 years. And those are the things I want to manifest. So maybe we'll do a manifestation series where we, commit to meditating on the same one of those things that we value as Indigenous people, and do that for a month or 40 days or something. Because intention is really powerful, and that's what prayer and vibration are all about. So I wanted to make a video specifically about the retrogrades. Uranus just went direct yesterday. We're still in Venus retrograde until the 29th of January, and that's Venus retrograde in Capricorn. Which means all of our relationships to everything, not just people, but our relationships everywhere are strained right now because we're looking at where we're investing our energy and what we love. And everything's kind of in a backwards motion with that right now. So we can really take inventory and see if things are in alignment with what we truly value. And if they don't, sometimes, in Venus retrogrades, we walk away from things, relationships or jobs or commitments or communities or, all sorts of different things. And of course, we have Mercury in retrograde, which really affects, as we know, communication and technology. Also really hits the signs of Gemini and Virgo extra hard. Plus, we just had the full moon in emotional Cancer, amplifying all of that stuff. So I don't know about you guys, but I got hit pretty hard. I had to take some pretty heavy naps. So, hey, Missy, how are you? I guess let's since I don't have my usual space that we do, I'm going to show you how to do lazy yoga. Well, I shouldn't call it lazy yoga. We're going to do more of like a yin yoga style tonight. And I'm going to do it on this futon here in the downstairs part of our house. And we're only going to do a couple postures. We're not going to do a whole kriya or anything like that tonight. We're just going to do some releasing, a couple series of postures for releasing, and then we'll do a meditation that stimulates the Mercury and Jupiter meridians in the body to help kind of for me, it reduces the effects of Mercury in retrograde and allows me to be more conscious of my words, to make sure on my end I'm not miscommunicating or getting caught up in the intense waves of energy that come with these astrological periods. So, all right, let's get into a little bit of yoga. So, again, we're just going to be doing real simple yoga tonight, some stretching, a couple different postures. Let's tune in first. So wherever you are, if you're sitting in a chair, if you're sitting on a futon like me, you can sit on the floor, wherever you're comfortable. Your back is straight. And hey Buffy, how are you guys doing tonight? Glad you could join us. So we're going to close the eyes down, rub the palms together right in front of the heart. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Bring the thumbs to your sternum with about 5 pounds of pressure, pushing back, and 5 pounds of pressure, pressing in. Inhale. Really engaging the heart center, and exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhaling deeply, completely, and exhaling. Last time. Inhale deeply. Now, gather up all your worries, all the stories, everything that's happened today, and just let it go with this breath. Exhale through the mouth rapidly. Just let go of all that stuff. So now we're right here in the present, and we're going to be in the present, and we're going to be aware of our mind, body, and spirit connection, and set aside everything that we stress over any other part of the day. Oops. Almost dropped the phone. Like I said, I'm on a different setup, so I'm surprised I didn't hang up. Stop the video. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to be doing I can't think tonight. See, I told you these planets affect me all weird, being a Gemini. All right, so legs are straight out. If you're doing chair yoga, you can still join us. You would just keep your knees straight and put your feet out, flex your toes towards you. If you're still sitting in a chair, if you're in a chair, you're still able to do this. It's just a modified exercise. So we're going to inhale with looking up, and then exhale and bend forward, leading with the chest, looking up at the ceiling. And you should feel a nice stretch behind your legs. Exhale all the way. Inhale back up. And again, lean forward, leading with the chest, leading with the heart, looking up, feeling that stretch, pulling the toes back towards you, exhaling, letting out all that air. Inhaling back up. And again, a nice life nerve stretch, bending forward, leading with the heart. And if you want to grab for the ankles or the shins or even the toes, whatever you can comfortably reach for. It's not a competition. And inhale up. Last time, lead forward. Bend forward, leading with the heart. Stretch a little bit further than before, keeping your knees straight, getting that nice stretch behind the legs. And inhale up. And shake out the legs. So, 2 postures I wanted us to do tonight, and we're going to hold these postures for a few breaths, about 11 breaths, so that we can get a nice deep release. The first posture we're going to do is Cobra Pose, and I'm going to be off camera, kind of. Okay. You guys can see our ugly window up there. I don't like that. The previous tenant did that. Okay, so we're in Cobra Pose. We're on our stomachs. You can't really see me because it's dark in here. That's a long story. And I began at the beginning of the video, kind of without electricity because a breaker blew or something. Okay, so we're on our stomachs. And depending on how good our backs are, if we have lower back problems, we're just going to lift up onto our elbows. So our elbows are directly under our shoulders. And our head is forward, feet are together, legs are together, thighs are together all the way up, making your legs like the tail of a snake. And you can hold this posture. Now, if you need something a little bit more challenging, you can come up on your hands, keeping the hips pressed to the ground, keeping the legs together, and same posture, just higher up on the hands. Now, if you feel the pressure in your lower back, come back down to your elbows like myself, and I'm going to hold the posture on my elbows tonight and just breathe long and deep. Eyes are closed. Making your breath as deep as you can, exhaling completely. And if you're just joining us, we're in Cobra pose for our second posture. Few more breaths. And come laying down flat, turning your head to one side, and just completely relax. Continue to breathe. And then push yourself up, hands under your shoulders, pushing yourself back. And we're going to come back into child pose. So hands are back behind you, sitting on your knees, head is forward down to the ground or for my case, the futon. And again, just relaxing in this posture. And slowly coming up from the posture. So that was just 3 simple transitions that we did. That was more of a yin style yoga. So we did life nerve stretch. We did with slow deep breathing. And then we did cobra pose. And last, we did child's pose. So we were focusing on releasing the trapped energy in the nerve in the back of the legs and the lower back. Those postures were great for people that have sciatica or a history of that, or you want to prevent sciatica. Definitely good postures for sitting too much. So now I want to talk a little bit about manifesting. We just had the full moon, just coming out of a full moon in Cancer, and I saw a lot of people making posts about manifesting things, and I love the topic. I think there's, sometimes, like I said in the beginning of the video, that there's a lot of white privilege and new agey stuff wrapped into, that it's wrapped up in, I guess you can say. But I believe when it comes down to it, women are powerful manifestors. We can bring souls down from the heavens, from the spirit world, and incarnate them. So why can't we incarnate ideas or bring ideas into physical reality? I believe that we can, and that we have a spiritual gift to be in both worlds at the same time, and that gives us the ability to quote unquote manifest or pray things into existence. I wanted to talk about some of the caveats, I think that's the word, or the fine details that I've learned along the way. I heard a funny story years ago in a friend of mine's yoga class, Guru Darshan. She told the story of her friend that wanted to manifest a big check. And he had just gotten his dream car. Hi, everybody that just joined, Paloma and Josh. Good to see you guys. So the guy was saying to everybody, I'm going to manifest a big check. I'm going to manifest a big check. I'm going to get a big check in the mail. And sure enough, he got a big check in the mail. But the way he got that big check is he totaled his car, and that big check came from the insurance company. So he lost his dream car. Got a big check, but did not get the big check the way he left out the detail of the way he was going to get that big check. So when coming up with these ideal situations that we'd like to manifest, it's important that we remember the details. And someone else recently told me a story. It's a Taoist story where a Taoist master was known for his ability to manifest and bring things out of thin air. So one of his students said, why don't you manifest something? Manifest an apple for me, Sifu. And the Sifu said, well, why would I do that? And he said, well, I want to see your power. I want to see your ability. So the Sifu reached into the air and grabbed an apple out of the air and handed it to the student. And the student bit into it, and there was a worm in the apple. And he said, Sifu, there's a worm in the apple. And said, well, of course, because when you pull something down from heaven and bring it to earth, it's not going to be perfect anymore. So that's something to contemplate. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, brother. So yeah, be really clear on what you are attracting. The other thing I've learned is that our subconscious plays a big part in manifesting. If our subconscious is not clear, if we're having subconscious attachments or reactions, or we don't have the ability to be neutral, then we're going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Distort that manifestation through our own subconscious. And the mind is a really amazing computer. So we are capable of having like 10,000 thoughts a second, but our conscious, our hardware can only process like 100 of those thoughts or something. So 9,900 thoughts go into our subconscious every second on a daily basis, because we literally don't have the ability to consciously process every single thought our brain can produce at once. So there's lots of different reasons aside from, the randomization of what thoughts get selected. There's also like protection from trauma, or how our mind fragments things. Just like we can't be bothered with that in the middle of work. We can't break down in the middle of work. We got to push that memory or push that thought to the back of our head. Like that type of thing. So unless we are cleaning our subconscious on a regular basis, our subconscious can distort not only our ability to manifest and pray for things, but also our projections and our communication. Like, have you ever, just snapped at somebody and was like, whoa, that's not like me. I know I have. And I know that I have a tendency to do that a lot more when I don't keep up with the practice of meditation. And what meditation is the practice of cleaning the subconscious. So when we have the ability to sit and literally clear the subconscious, clear the mind, and then we become neutral, then we become much more powerful and clear in our projections and ability to manifest. And lastly, I will add that I've learned with the full moon and the new moon, just like farming cycles, and I've really been getting into farming more, gardening. Traditionally, that was an ancestral practice for the women of our Washashi people, and it makes so much sense to me now that I have a better understanding of things now that I'm older, of the moon and the relationship to the moon and the relationship women have with the moon and how we harvest and plant with the moon. So when we harvest during the full moon, or from the full moon to the waning moon. And when we plant on the dark moon, on the new moon. So it's the same with intentions or ideas or plans. It's the same energy that you're tapping into. So with a full moon, I've learned that, releasing and creating a vacuum is how we can best utilize the full moon's energy. So I wanted to share a short meditation for you guys about manifesting. So you can do this practice up to 11 minutes a day. If you don't have a job, if you have nothing going on and your schedule is completely empty and you really need to get things going fast in your life, do 11 minutes a day. If you're employed half-time or part-time, if you're halfway to where you want to be, 5.5 minutes a day. And if you're already, on your way to where you want to be financially, or with clients or work or hours, or however prosperity comes to you, then do it 3 minutes a day. So I already did my 5.5 minutes this morning. So I'm only going to do 3 minutes with you guys tonight because I don't want to be greedy. That's the teaching, that if you do anything over 11 minutes, and then you're just being greedy. So this practice does have a mantra to it. Mantra means mind wave in Sanskrit, and it's a repetitive word or series of words to almost brainwash yourself. This particular, how you can think, well, where did that thought come from? Oh, I shouldn't think like that. Well, mantras are a way to train the mind. It's a way to put pressure on your mind to create the waves and the vibrations and the patterns that you want to create in your own mind, so that you have more control over your brain's electrical energy, your thoughts, essentially. So the word is har. It's spelled H-A-R, but it's pronounced with a hard D, or a hard R, excuse me. So it sounds like a D, har. And the translation is the green seed of creator. It is one of the 108 names for the creator from the East, in their belief. So the mudra is a moving mudra, and a mudra is I guess this isn't a mudra. The posture is your hands are a cup. So your pinkies, the outside of your palms, bump together. And that's your pinkies, that's your Mercury finger. And then you bring your palms around, turn your palms outside, and then your pointer fingers bump together, and your thumbs, like your left thumb, goes up under your right hand. So we're going to be making a ball almost. And as we make this ball, we're going to have our hands at a 45-degree angle from our bodies in front of our heart. And every time our hands hit, we're going to chant the word HUD. And we're also going to pump our navel every time our hands hit and every time we chant the word HUD. This is what makes Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini Yoga has been studied at Harvard, Berkeley, like all these famous colleges. And this is why they say it's the most powerful form of yoga, is because you are doing more than two things at one time, so your brain literally cannot think. You kind of flatline when you're doing a meditation like this because your focus is on three things at one time, four things. So we're going to do this, like I said, for 3 minutes. I'll chant the mantra. I can't use the YouTube video because of licensing or something like that. So get ready. Hands are up. Eyes are closed, focusing at the brow point, and begin. Hut, 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 halfway through. Hut, 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 and imagine that projection. Imagine that image of what you are creating with the projection of your mind. Hut, 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 and inhale deeply. Suspend the breath, hands on the heart. Visualize that clean water, those safe communities, everyone having everything they need, whatever that personal prosperity in your life looks like. Visualize, hold the emotion of gratitude of having all of those prayers and visions and manifestations fulfilled. Give gratitude, embrace that vision, embrace the feelings, hold that projection. Inhale and relax and exhale. So I should add, that's the other very, very important key part in manifesting, is to, when you're visualizing it, create the emotion, embrace the emotion of that vision already happening. Give that gratitude, feel that excitement. Sometimes even make it so vivid it moves you to tears. You're so grateful it's already happened because it's on its way and there's no thing is past or present. Everything is now. So I think that's all I have for tonight. If you feel like you're going through a spiral or some type of pattern, you probably are. And just pray for clarity and do what you can to slow down and be more mindful and get the message that life is trying to give you, or your ancestors are trying to give you. Because we're here breaking generational curses and we're here creating something better. So with that, I give my gratitude, I give my love. I wish you all good health and prayers and love to all those that are suffering right now. All right, with that, good night, guys.